I want you to imagine the day of judgment. You've come, and all the people from your area, from your town, from your class have come, and they're all being entered into Jannah one by one, one by one, one by one, one by one. You're the last person there standing. You're not sure, will I be in the lowest level of Jannah? Will I even make it? A crushing realization comes over you. Is it me? Did I make it? Did I not? This feeling of being left behind, they call it today FOMO, fear of missing out. There is this fear, what am I missing out on? This fear of missing out is something that has to drive you to realize, and me to realize, what we will be missing out if we come last on the Day of Judgment. What we'll be missing out if we become left behind on the Day of Judgment. Part of motivation, part of this himma, is being uninterested in the trinkets and the temporary pleasures of this world. When you see somebody coming to the masjid for Fajr every day, sitting for 1 hour, and you think, wow, I wish I could do this. One of the driving factors for such people is that they are not interested in what everybody else is interested in. Everybody else is chasing some temporary illusion. And it takes you to taste one of those temporary things and say, nah, there's nothing here, guys. I tasted it, I felt good for about 3 minutes, and it's gone. That's it. But these acts of worship, the pleasure doesn't go in 5 minutes. The pleasure stays with me, and I will see it again on the Day of Judgment. So often it takes one trying or ending up in a situation where you taste some of these pleasures to realize this is really not something interesting for me. Ibn Qayyim, rahimahullah, he talks about people whose ambitions are connected to the afterlife. He says these people are very lonely. Even though they're in a big crowd of people, they feel very lonely because they look at the crowd and they see everybody here is sheep. They're just following what everybody else does. They're just walking in the same direction as everybody else. But they're thinking about something far greater. They're motivated by something far deeper. When they're with people, they're losing interest. But when they're with Allah, or when they're working towards their goal to please Allah, they are deeply motivated. One of the most important ways to receive that motivation, especially if you're lacking, your motivation is finished, your himma is zero, is to be around people of himma, to be around people who desire the afterlife. And you see them working day and night. You see them sweating. You see them waking up. You see them early in the morning, late at night. You see them like a machine, and you think, how is this person able to do this? I can't even do 1/10 of this. If you just hang out with this person for a week, you will notice it will start to rub off on you like osmosis. The way to keep yourself doing something regardless of motivation is for you to have some level of accountability in this world. You want to memorize the Quran. If there's a teacher you are paying who's going to hold you accountable every day of the week, you will turn up, like it or not. People who have to go to work at 9 are there at 9 a.m. on the dot, because if they're not there, their rent doesn't get paid, they're in trouble. They don't need anybody to give them a speech about motivation. It's the accountability that keeps them coming back again and again. Where do you get accountability from? There is only one way, which is you need institutions. In the masjid, you have so many institutions within that. The memorization of the Quran, the learning of the Sharia, counseling, the support of families, the protection of youth. Countless systems are created within the institution of the masjid. And so this is the last thing I want to leave you all with. When the Prophet ﷺ left this earth, when he died, he only left 2 things: people and institutions. He left Sahaba who had been developed to a really high state, and he left the Masjid of Quba. He left Al-Mu'akha, the brotherhood. He left behind, between the Muhajir and the Ansar, he left behind these institutions that even if he's not there, the work of Islam will continue. One of the important parts of aspiration is realizing what you are for and what you are not for. Uncovering your purpose and your hidden talents and your skills. And realizing alone you can go a little bit. But to go far, we have to go together. One of the important things today is to kill individualism and to realize everything we've discussed. One of the most important ambitions and aspirations for us to have is that, practically speaking, each of us hearing this must be doing something to support the institutions that will serve Allah and preserve Islam on this earth. Whether that's a masjid, whether that's a madrasa, whether that's a soup kitchen, whether that's a da'wah to non-Muslims. There are institutions that haven't been built yet. It requires work, it requires workers, it requires people in the trenches. And so, a part of your ambition, part of your aspiration, make dua to Allah that the day that you pass away from this earth, that you were one of those people who worked and sweated. Just as the Prophet ﷺ built Quba hand brick by brick, you contributed with your sweat, with your wealth, with your time, with your energy to preserve one of the great institutions that preserve Islam on this earth. part of ulul himma, high aspirations, is realizing that for you to push the cause of Islam forward is the greatest aspiration that you can have before you leave this earth. With that, I come to the end of the series. Anything good is from Allah, any mistake is from myself. وصلى اللهم وسلم وبارك على سيدنا نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين.